Welcome to Sewcation, a series where I hit the road with my sewing machine, stay at unique property rentals, shop for fabric at the local thrifts, and create a one-of-a-kind piece. If this sounds cool, then stay tuned. Because today we're going to Oceanside, Oregon to stay in a beautiful A-frame, buy way too many hoodies at a local Goodwill, make a stop at the Tillamook Cheese Factory, tour a really cool lighthouse, drink wine at a restaurant on the bay, knit a cute fish sweater, and make something as unique as this trip was. We started the day off, headed down south to Oceanside, which is about an hour from where I live, heading to our first thrift stop, which is Vintage by the Bay in Bay City, Oregon. This is always a cute place to find lots of fabric and quilts, but nothing really caught my eye because I'm looking for some retro styling for this Airbnb. It just has a really cool retro vibe, so I love this thrift shop and found a lot of really cool things, but nothing quite fit the vibes. So I hit the road, and if you're ever in Tillamook, Oregon, you have to stop at the Tillamook Cheese Factory. It is amazing. Side fact, my partner helped design this. His architect firm did the remodel for them, and it's absolutely gorgeous. He actually had to help hang every single one of those cheeses. Well, he told them where to hang them, but he said it took forever, and I love it. So if you're ever here, you have to go. They show you how to make the cheese, and then they have lots of delicious ice cream and food. I got the mac and cheese because it was lunchtime, and I was gonna get some ice cream, but honestly, I was pretty full after the mac. After that, I headed to Goodwill. This is my favorite Goodwill in the area. They have so many blankets and so many good clothes, and I always score. I found this blanket first and was like, oh, this could fit the vibe, but it was one of those bed sheet covers with the rough plastic interior, so I said no thank you. Then I started seeing these really nice hoodie colors, and I thought, what if I quilted them together to make sweatpants? I've never done this before. This could be super fun. So I started finding green and cream hoodies and decided to just buy a ton in case I needed more. Turns out I only needed 4 to make sweatpants, so cut this number in half because I took 4 of these back. Then I headed to Fred Meyer's because I forgot to bring any quilting stuff, so I got these 4x4 post-its, and I'm going to use them to cut out the squares. With the materials secured, I headed back down to Oceanside. So it's only about 15 minutes from the Goodwill, and the drive is absolutely gorgeous. I've always wanted to stop at the Cape Meares Lighthouse, so I decided, why not? I'm gonna stop at the park and see what it's like. It's absolutely stunning, and there's always a ton of whales out here. I didn't see any whales today, but I hear they're there. My camera broke. I'm talking about how beautiful it is here, but I decided to keep on walking down to the lighthouse, and I got really lucky. As I was getting down there, the lighthouse had just opened back up and a tour was just about to start. So I was the last one able to get in for the tour. And for the next 45 minutes, I packed in with a bunch of strangers into the tiniest lighthouse I've ever been in. It was really hard to get videos because of this, but I recommend it if you're in the area. It's really cool to learn about the history and all the lighthouses on the Oregon coast. It was about 3:30 at this point, and I was just waiting to check in, so I stopped at the Schooner, which is a couple minutes from the Airbnb, and got a glass of wine. It's such a beautiful place. The restaurant is really cute. They have delicious food, and I definitely recommend. Then it was time to check into Logge Oceanside, which is a family-friendly, renovated A-frame with a hot tub. It's only a minute's drive from the beach and really close to Cape Meares, Netarts Bay, Bay Ocean Peninsula, Cape Lookout, Pacific City. It's kind of endless where it's near. The home is a perfect place for families, groups of friends, or couples looking to enjoy the enchanting region of the Oregon coast. The front deck is perfect for sipping coffee in the morning or an evening glass of wine, and the back deck has a 7-person hot tub and tamarack lounge chairs. So when you enter the house, you enter on a lower level living room, which is so cozy and cute and where I spent most of the evenings. It also has a really awesome custom plywood cubby wall and peg wall, which I'm a sucker for plywood furniture, so this was one of my favorite details. The lower level also has a full bathroom as well as what they're calling the kids corner. 2 full bunk beds, fits 4 kids, and just the cutest little play area. There's also a washer and dryer down here. And then heading upstairs, there's some really fun art along the walls. And getting upstairs, you enter into the kitchen, which is well stocked for cooking, and you'll find just about any appliance you need. They provide coffee and the basic baking ingredients and spices. It also has the cutest yellow spike refrigerator. Look at this thing. And it opens to the living room and dining room, which has huge vaulted ceilings, tons of games, puzzles, books, drawing materials, all the things you could need to have a really fun game night. There's a really comfortable couch and TV, a dining table, and it's just such good lighting in here. I absolutely love it. The vibe is modern and retro, and the design is just really great. There's even a record player with some really good records to choose from. And heading towards the back of the house, there is a queen bedroom with a desk, the internet here is capable of handling video conference calls, which if you're working remotely, this is key. There's also a full bath across from that bedroom with a clawfoot tub and a shower, and they include shampoo, conditioner, soap, and bath linens, really everything you can need. Then out back is the back deck that has the hot tub and a cute little sitting area. It was really hot today, but I could see this being absolutely lovely in the winter. Now we're gonna head up to the 3rd floor sleeping loft, which is where I stayed. It has a king bed, and it just has a really nice vibe up here. There's a reading nook and a beanbag chair, and that overlooks the balcony into the living room. It was a super comfortable bed, really quiet at night. I slept absolutely great. First thing I need to do is wash all of these clothes that I got from Goodwill because we want them to be clean before we use them. So we're gonna go put them in the wash, and that's gonna take a little bit while I unpack and get all this stuff out of my truck, and then we'll get started. So we started on the 1st floor because it had a really comfy carpet and I knew I was gonna be on the floor. So I ended up cutting into 4 hoodies, 2 green and 2 tan, and used that Post-it note set to do 4x4 squares until I had enough. If you notice, it was light in the last video. Now it's totally dark outside. I've been cutting squares for hours and it's time to take a break. So I'm gonna knit for a little bit. I'm making this cute sweater right now with fish on it. I got sick of doing the body, so I'm doing the neck, and then I'm gonna go back to the body, and I gotta do the sleeves. But this is my nightly activity, and I'm excited to work on it while I watch this rom-com, which, sorry, I didn't pause. But yeah, I wanted to show you my sweater that I'm working on. It has cute little sardines, and I'm working on the neck because I got sick of working on the body. But then I'll move back to the body and then do the sleeves. I started September 1st. It's the 15th, so I feel like I've been doing pretty good. 2 weeks, just cruising. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this up. It's like 8:30, and I got all my squares cut, as you saw. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, and then we're gonna wake up, go for a run, and then we'll get to sewing. So I'm excited for that. At this point, it was 8:40, and I'm going to bed after this. Good night. Okay, so I made cinnamon rolls, and I got coffee, and I think the plan today is not to run this morning because it's so windy. So just to kind of get started with sewing this morning, and then maybe run for like lunch break or something, like before or after I eat. And yeah, just finish those pants today. I'm so excited. We have to sew all those squares together. And I'm debating right now whether or not to serge them, because sweatshirt material, it won't fray, it won't unravel. So it's not necessary to serge them. And honestly, it'll be less soft if I serge them because there'll be all that cotton thread in there. But it would look better and cleaner if I serge them. So I'm kind of at a dilemma where, like, do I just sew them together and not serge them and just make sure all the cuts are like super precise and nice? Do I want to sew them down, like top stitch them after too? That's another debate of mine right now. I think I'll just sew them together and then cut the tails really short so it's just like all one piece of sweatpant fabric. So we'll see. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna eat, not all of these, but if I go for a run, I will need the energy, so maybe a lot of these. And then get started. I think I'll bring everything up here. I think I could sew. Actually, like sewing on this table might be awesome. Especially with the TV, so I can like watch TV as I put all these squares together. Okay, so this is where we ended up last night with all of the pants ready to be sewn and cut. And then this mess over here, I gotta still do pockets, so I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I think we'll take all this upstairs because the lighting's really nice up there. We'll put a TV show on and we'll start to sew. Also, it's 9:25 right now, late morning. I got so lucky that I had 2 sleeves left in a white and a green hoodie, and they both were just big enough to cut the pocket. I also have to iron these. So I went and gathered up all the squares and started sewing them all together and then ironing both sides, the seam open so that it would lay really, really flat. 10:17, my back started to hurt. So I set up over here on the table. We're gonna keep going. This process is taking way longer than I thought, but it's coming out really cool. Everything's working out great, so. It's 10:55 and I just got one leg done. So it's really apparent to me that this is gonna take forever. So I will probably do one more leg and then take a lunch break, but this is the inside, this is the outside. I'm stoked. These are gonna look so sick. Let me see if I can do a little like, oh, these are gonna be so freaking cool. But they're taking forever. So yeah, I'm gonna keep chugging along, and 10:55 right now. We'll see where I can get by like 12:30 and I'm gonna have lunch. It's now 11:51. So it took me almost another hour to make the second back leg. So now we have 2 backs, which are gonna be sweet. And then now I have to make 2 fronts. So it's taking me an hour per leg, which is crazy. It's gonna, so that's 4 hours just to assemble the fabric. And then I have to cut out the pieces and then assemble the pants. So this was ambitious, but I luckily have all day today and I don't have to check out till 11 tomorrow. So we have time. But I'm gonna need a little break soon. And it looks absolutely, let me see if you can see it. It looks absolutely gorgeous today. A little bright out there, but it looks so nice. I wanna get out there. So I might eat some lunch, maybe finish the last 2 legs and then go for a run potentially on the beach to like get some fresh air and have a little break. 12:55, at least I'm consistent. Another hour. Another leg. This is gonna be the front leg. 1 more leg to go and then we can cut out the pattern. I'm almost done. The 4th pant leg, it's 1:23. So this one was a little quicker. Maybe I'm getting lazier. I need a little break, so I'm gonna go for a run. I'm gonna run around the neighborhood down to the beach and then run up along the beach and back. So when I get back, we'll keep cruising. Okay, it's really pretty. It's gonna be shaky. As I've been trying to get to the beach, I finally see a peak of it. It's further. It's really close if you drive, but if you're trying to walk or run and not do it on the highway, it's a little further. So we're gonna go there. We're 1.5 miles in. We're going downhill now, so it should be easier. So my map skills suck and I couldn't find a way to the beach that didn't include the highway, so I ran around this beautiful neighborhood and just had great views the whole time. Then I got back and had some lunch on the deck and enjoyed the beautiful weather a little while longer. Okay, it's 1:46 and I just finished eating lunch. Now we're gonna cut out the pant pieces finally. Yeah, so we'll see how long that takes. 2:21, we're finally starting the construction of the pants. So what we're gonna do is start with the notches on the back side for the butt. This is going to prevent, as we call it, diaper butt, and it's just gonna make it look really cute and make my butt look really cute. This is my favorite part about this pattern is I've done so many elastic waistband sewing patterns before, and if you don't use like the exact fabric that they want you to use, sometimes you get a diaper butt, and that has happened more than once in a variety of different fabrics. And with this pattern that I'm coming out with, me and my friend Alyssa have partnered on, and we're coming out with in a couple of weeks, you don't get diaper butt. And any of the fabrics that I've used, we've done, oh my God, so many tests. We've tested almost every kind of fabric that you could test at this point, including like thicker, quilted. This isn't even as thick as we've gone. And the butt looks great. So that is a huge accomplishment, and a big round of applause for Alyssa because she was the technical designer for this aspect of the pant, and I could not have done this without her. Her attention to details and her skills with pattern making are just amazing. So big shout out to Alyssa for figuring out how to get rid of the dreaded diaper butt. So let's sew this together and let's just keep moving. Okay, it's 2:48. I have both of the legs together, so now I have to put one inside the other. So you flip one right side out, and you keep the other one wrong side out. And then you put them inside each other. I've seen lots of different ways to assemble pants. I think this may be my favorite. I just think it gives the best finished product. It might seem a little harder at first if you've only ever done the other construction methods, but it's really not. It's really easy. And then once you have them lined up, you just sew around the crotch. So let's do that now. All right, it's 2:53 and we have the basic outline of our pants. Damn, they're so sick. I'm so excited. Got these nice pockets. I tried to do some pattern lineup and it kind of worked. It's kind of tough. Worked a little better in the butt. Yeah, you just don't know what you're gonna get sometimes, but I kind of like it. It's almost pretty good. Okay, so now that we have the main body done, we are gonna work on the waistband. So I'm gonna use the original waistband from the waistband of the sweatshirt because it worked out perfectly. And I'm gonna go grab my little hammer and thing and we're going to do the grommets. And then we're gonna sew it on, put the elastic in and finish her up. Okay, I'm gonna put the waistband, or the elastic into the waistband, and we're getting so close, you guys. It is 3:22, almost done. Okay, these are so epic. All I have left is I have to hem the cuffs, but y'all, look at these. They're so cool. I feel like they really go with the vibe here. There's a lot of checkerboards, a lot of smiley faces, a lot of retro. I am so hyped on these. I gotta clean up the insides and stuff still, but they're nice and soft because it's sweatshirt material. I did a white pocket on one side and a green pocket on the other. And I'm gonna put this white cording through it. I'm so stoked. So we're so close, just have to do the cuffs. Let's do that now and then we'll finish up. Oh my God, you guys, we're so freaking close and I'm out of my bobbin thread. That's ridiculous. I have one thing left to do and I have to do bobbin. Okay, we're just gonna not complain. We're just gonna do it real quick. We're not gonna put some on, it doesn't have to be a lot. Oh, come on. I just want it to be done, but we're so freaking close. Okay, this is like the last bit. I might redo that, but I might redo it at home because I forgot my thread remover things. Why am I, I forgot my seam ripper. So that makes it really hard. I feel like I need to rip out the seam of this. I like totally messed it up because my bobbin was out and it like pinched it, but also my like little snips I think need to be oiled. They're not working properly. Everything's failing me right now. So that is always when sewing a really good sign to stop. So I'm gonna put this cord in, my little waistband cord, and we're gonna put these bad boys on. I don't need to make it perfect here. I can go back to my studio just like if you did this, you can go back to your home and just refine it. And they look super cool, like they're pretty much almost done. I am so stoked on them. I think overall too, this took me, oh my God, this took me a long time. It is 3:47. I probably have 3 more minutes of doing this, so 3:50. It took like, what? I worked on it for like 3 hours last night and then starting at like 9:30. like 6 hours today minus like a half-hour lunch. So like, this is like 10 hours worth of work because of these checkers. But so cool. I used 4 hoodies, 2 tan and 2 different green ones. Okay, anyway, yo, they're so sick. There's a lot of thread on these that I need to take off and sweep up. But I am so stoked. There's the back, there's the front. Let's try them on. Wow, it was fun. I have never cut up a bunch of hoodies before to do checkers, to then make some pants. So I'm excited. I think they're awesome. Okay, y'all. Sweatpants are done. I went for a 3-mile run and I poured myself a glass of wine and I got my sweater that I've been knitting, and I'm gonna sign off for the rest of the night. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this Sewcation by knitting and watching a rom-com and drinking wine. So thank you all so much for watching. This pattern is called the Pacific Pant and it will be out in a couple of weeks, so check back. The description below will have the link to my website, handmade.com. And if you don't subscribe, please subscribe and leave a comment. Your support means the world to me, and it means that I can keep doing these little mini Sewacations, which are so fun and really force me to be creative in a different way, and I just absolutely love it, and I hope it inspires you to take your own little Sewcation or think about thrifting and finding fabric in a new light. So thanks for watching and happy sewing! To book this beautiful Airbnb, follow Logge Oceanside and find them on Airbnb.com, and subscribe for more Sewcation episodes the last Friday of every month. Thanks for watching!